ChatGerry Longitudinal Fluid Dynamic Analysis of Autophagy using an Autophagy Proxy Index, a 16-year lifestyle study using the Viscoplastopology model, number 1467, VPT#029, December 16, 2025, Gerald C Hsu, EclaireMD Foundation. Category: Longevity, Autophagy, and Fluid Dynamics. Preface: This article is a ChatGerry style rewrite of my earlier 16-year autophagy study. The data, conclusions, and direction remain the same. What has changed is the lens, or the angle from which the system is interpreted. I now interpret the same biomedical reality, using fluid dynamics instead of solid mechanics. This shift did not change the answers. It changed how clearly the process could be seen. For most of my professional life, I used solid mechanics thinking. Solid mechanics is excellent for studying irreversible outcomes such as fibrosis, scarring, calcification, or structural brain damage after stroke. But autophagy is not an outcome, it is a continuous process. It behaves like flow circulation, not structure construction. For this reason, a fluid-based interpretation fits autophagy far better. Solid-VMT and Fluid-VMT, same reality, different focus. Solid-VMT and Fluid-VMT describe the same biomedical system. They do not contradict each other, they simply observe different stages of the same progression. Solid-VMT focuses on what is already hardened or failed. It looks at rigidity, loss of elasticity, and permanent deformation. Fluid-VMT focuses on what happens earlier. It looks at flow, resistance, regulation, overload, and energy loss over time. In simple terms, fluid dysfunction comes first, solid damage comes later. Fluid-VMT explains how poor regulation creates turbulence and overload. Solid-VMT explains what happens after that turbulence has lasted too long, because the process precedes the outcome. Both approaches lead to consistent conclusions. Why autophagy requires a fluid perspective. Autophagy is the body's internal cleaning system. It recycles damaged proteins and cellular waste to keep cells efficient. This process is controlled by energy sensing. When energy is scarce, such as during fasting, repair and cleanup increase. When energy is abundant, growth and storage dominate. This is not structural repair. Nothing is being rebuilt like a broken beam. Instead, biomaterials are flowing, being cleared, reused, and redistributed. Autophagy behaves like circulation through pipes, not like stress on a bridge. That is why autophagy can be modeled as a fluid dynamic system. Methodology in plain English language. I created an Autophagy Proxy Index, or API, using 4 lifestyle behaviors that regulate internal flow. 1. Fasting hours control when nutrients enter the system. 2. Diet quality controls biochemical resistance, similar to viscosity. 3. Sleep hours regulate repair timing and clearance rhythm. 4. Walking steps drive circulation speed. Each variable was normalized to a healthy reference state, representing optimal laminar flow. Laminar flow is a fluid mechanics term, meaning smooth, steady movement without turbulence, blockage, or wasted energy. The API combines these 4 factors into a single number. A higher API means more internal resistance and turbulence. A lower API means smoother internal circulation and more efficient autophagy. 16-year results, from turbulence to stability. From 2010 to 2025, the API declined from about 147 to 84, a 43% reduction in internal flow resistance. VMT fluid energy, which represents energy, loss to turbulence and poor regulation, dropped dramatically. Energy efficiency rose rapidly between 2010 and 2013. Stabilized by 2015, and remained above 99% afterward. In solid mechanics, a flat energy curve often signals damage saturation. In fluid mechanics, a flat curve signals steady laminar flow. After 2015, the system reached a stable flow state. Aging did not reintroduce turbulence. This means autophagic cleanup became continuous rather than episodic. What topology shows? Topological data analysis does not care whether we use a solid or fluid interpretation. It looks only at geometry. Early years showed scattered, chaotic data, similar to multiple unstable streams. Over time, the data contracted into a narrow, stable channel. This contraction does not mean loss of flexibility. It means better coordination and lower variability. In fluid terms, the system evolved from a wide, turbulent delta into a narrow, efficient canal. Why VMT and TDA rank factors differently? VMT ranks behaviors by energy dissipation. Walking clears the most energy. Fasting reduces inflow shocks. Sleep stabilizes timing. Diet fine-tunes resistance. TDA ranks behaviors by geometric reorganization. Fasting redirects the flow channel. Diet narrows dispersion. Sleep maintains rhythm. Walking sustains movement. These rankings are different because they measure different things. They are complementary, not conflicting. Conclusion: autophagy is a process, not a structure. It depends on smooth internal circulation, not mechanical repair. My 16-year study shows that disciplined lifestyle behavior gradually reduces metabolic turbulence, stabilizes flow, and sustains efficient autophagy despite aging. Fluid dysfunction comes before solid damage. By correcting flow early, structural failure can often be delayed or avoided. Fluid-VMT explains the process. Solid-VMT explains the outcome. Together, they provide a unified way to understand health, disease, progression, and longevity. Disclaimer: this content is for educational reference only, and does not constitute medical advice. No doctor-patient relationship is created. You may share this summary freely, but it must not be altered, edited, or republished as your own. All intellectual property rights and copyrights belong to the author. Gerald C Hsu.